Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Joe the Barber here once again with another cut. This is one of my clients, obviously, and we're gonna be doing a mid-skin fade with a 3 on top. Just basically combing it through here, making sure there's nothing. Just cleaning up the surface and just making sure everything's dope and ready for cutting. So, with that said, I'm gonna start off with making the first guideline for the skin with the Andis Babyliss, FXs, skeletons. So come off and make that first guideline real quick. I do have multiple of these. They're all sets of different lengths, depending on the fade and how they hit. So you'll see me pretty much just taking the rest of the bulk out. Just going up with the grain, making sure everything's cleaned out. You always want to make sure that the canvas is always clean. You always have a nice clean workspace. Always making sure you wipe off your customer, after you finish cutting them. That way everything's nice and clean and organized. You can see clearly what you're doing. So right here, we're gonna grab the shavers, the Andis shavers, and we're just basically gonna clean it all up. Make sure everything's nice and smooth, nice and clean. And I usually try to go up to about a finger's width, with the shaver, and then just basically with the shaver, I start hitting it going down. When I get real close to the first guideline that I'm in with the FXs. All right, guys. So now I'm gonna grab my Babyliss clippers with the lever all the way open. You see me closing it and then opening it again. And I'm gonna make basically my next guide is gonna be the clip open, the blade completely open, and basically I'm going up an inch. An inch is basically 2 finger widths. As you saw me earlier, I put the 2 fingers on the side, just basically measuring. That's an actual. When people say, "Oh, go up about an inch," they're basically on other videos. It's basically almost half inch. 1 finger width is half an inch. 2 fingers is really close to a full inch. So go up about an inch with the guard completely open. And again, this is the Babyliss with no guards, just lever completely open. Basically just pulling up on the skin just to make sure I grab everything nice and even. Again, see me with the 2 fingers, that's making sure that everything is the same all the way through. Even, cutting it off. And guys, gotta make sure you guys clean nice and clean. That way you can see everything you're doing. It just makes work so much easier. Have everything nice and clean. Your surface is nice and clean. The customer doesn't have hair all over the place. All right, so here we're gonna jump with the Babyliss. This is the 1 guard completely open with the Babyliss guard. I'm trying to get used to these guards. They definitely have different sizes from the walls, but you can use the walls on these. But I'm trying to get used to the Babyliss guards. So again, this is the 1 guard completely open. And I'm going up again an inch. Remember, we are bending into the number 3 on top. Make sure that we do this nice and clean all the way through. You can see the different levels as far as your guidelines. in all of this. Again, the bottom is skin, then the guard, no blade open, and the one open, and now I'm going to go in with the number 2 completely open. And the way that I do this is basically I don't go completely up with the 2, like I don't use the full blade. What I do is I use the corner of it, and then what I do is I kind of use the back corner and tilt it away from the scalp, just so it can do a nice little blend. It makes the blending so much easier when it comes to the top later on. So what I do is I lean the blade one side, put the number 2, and the other side of the blade I just lift it from the scalp a little bit, just so I can do its own little blend, and then it's easy to blend it on. Again, we are doing the number 3 on top, so I do use the number 2 open, and I do go with the green. You'll see me go with the green on the top, just to knock out those little cowlicks that he does have towards the back of the head. And just keep hitting it with that number 2 open, and blending it up to the top. And again, don't forget, we are going to hit it with the number 3 on top. So try to make sure that everything, flicking out the entire time, just to make sure you don't create more lines than you need to. You can see the nice little, all the guidelines nice and clean. So once again, wiping off the customer, making sure everything's nice and clean. Cover their eyes so we don't hit them with the blower straight in the face. Alright, so with this, it's going to be the 1.5 guard from Babyliss, and it's going to be open. Basically, all of this is going to be lever play, flicking it back and forth, using the 1.5 to bend with the 1 open up to the 2 open. So it's all lever play from here on out. Guys, you can see most of it is pretty much done. Now we're going to go with the 0 guard from Babyliss, and again it's all going to be lever play. Now this 0 guard is going to blend from the 1 open to the no guard open, so it's going to do a nice transition in there. Again, I am not using the full blade to make this blend. I'm only using the corners. That way I don't create any more lines than I have to, just blending the whole way through. I've done it, and what I do is I can take that 0 guard and just fade it way up to the 2, obviously with caution, making sure you don't create any holes. But if you tilt it and you do it right, you're careful with light hands, you can definitely use that 0 guard and blend all the way up to where I have the tube open, and just do a nice transition throughout the entire haircut. And again, it's all lever play from here and just using the corners. That is the 0 guard that I have right now. Alright guys, and again, don't forget to use your mirrors, guys. Your mirrors is definitely your best friend. That way you can always see any dark spots, any lines that you may have missed, or little dark spots. Sometimes you don't see it when you're looking straight at the fade, so looking at it either from a distance or going through the mirror definitely helps as far as catching any little lines, any little dark spots in the haircut. Again, this is the half guard, and I'm just doing a lot of lever play within, between the 2.5 and the no guard completely open. Alright guys, so dope. There's going to be no guards now. It's going to be all lever play. Again, it's going to be no guards and it's all lever play using just the corners to do that final elimination of the guideline that was made earlier. So again, it's all lever play and just using the corners. You will see me every so often maybe use the full blade just to take a lot of that bulk of that line out. But mostly it's all going to be corner cutting with the lever play. And just a quick reminder, guys, always look in your mirrors, because what a lot of people tend to do, they completely forget about the line that was made with the skeletons, that they usually tend to leave a little line, a faint line, straight at the bottom. So guys, don't forget to always go back and eliminate that line. I'm not going to do it at this moment. I'm gonna try to take out as much of this guideline out before I get to that, but it's always important, because sometimes it looks like, you don't need to go back and eliminate that line, but with time you'll notice that you'll start leaving a very faint line between the first guideline and the blade completely closed. So always, guys, always look at the mirror, just to make sure you catch any spots, dark spots, that way you get a nice smooth transition. So what you see me doing here is I leave the lever completely open, and I tilt the blade to where I'm kind of combing through the hair, not actually laying the blade flat on the head. I'm lifting it up completely to where it's kind of combing the hair, and it's just to get those little, higher levels, like 2, 2.5. Type of cuts with a guard, except I'm doing it with an open blade and no guard. If that makes sense to you guys, if anything, just go ahead and leave a comment in the video and I'll explain a little further. But again, it's just closing the guard. I believe I have it closed all the way here, and I'm just basically shooting it straight to the top, just eliminating any dark spots. Again, we're not hitting the dark spots directly, we're just splitting them, so it does get lighter. You definitely don't want to cause any, spots in your customer's fade. So please be very careful with that. Be very light, especially when you're doing an entire closed blade all the way to the top, like I'm doing here. So just be very careful with that. You definitely don't want to mess up the fade by doing that. And again, guys, just always look back at your mirrors. Your mirror will definitely be your best friend. Your mirror will definitely never lie to you. And once again, guys, just going over it, just making sure the detail is nice. Detail is nice and clean. There's no hard lines, no soft lines. That there's an actual smooth transition between, all the guidelines that we had put in place earlier. So I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna use my FXs just to do a nice light tape on this client. As you can see, the top is definitely still pretty messy, but we will get to that later. Guys, a reminder, never push any client's tape back. That's a big no-no. Always explain if the customer does have a natural hairline that is naturally crooked, just let them know, and if they're comfortable with you pushing it back, then just take it back a little bit until they're comfortable and happy with it. But you definitely never want to push a customer's tape back. I rather leave it as is and as natural as possible. My customers are usually fine with it. They know they have a crooked tape line and they don't want me pushing it back, so I try to leave it as natural as possible. And again, you always got to communicate with your customer, let them know what's really going on. And again, this is going back to what I was talking about earlier, never forgetting about that, that first guideline you put in where the shaver and the trimmer actually meet. So always eliminating that last guideline. Usually a lot of people tend to forget it. And you see it a lot in haircuts where people usually forget to go back in and eliminate that. Now here I am using my white Babyliss, which I did set them up to cut a little closer. Basically zero gapping them to where if you hit the customer straight on with it or you press too hard, they will get cut. You did see me switch to the black ones, which do have a longer teeth, and I did set them back pretty far just to get that in between cuts from the skin to the zero, or what you guys know as a zero. I'm kind of going in between. For Andis users, it's between that 5-0 and that liner, just to make sure everything's nice and clean, nice and smooth, there's no lines anywhere. Again, you see me going in here with my Babyliss Fx's, just touching the top, making sure there's no dark spots. Again, guys, be very, very careful doing this. I don't advise anybody to just do it. You definitely gotta have light hands. Go with the growth pattern of the hair and very lightly touch any dark spots. Again, you definitely don't want to create any hard lines or any gaps in the hair. That would definitely mess up your whole haircut completely, and your customer will definitely not be happy. So here we go with the number 3, completely closed all the way at the top, and just combing it through, making sure everything's nice and even, so y'all can see. Alright guys, so right here I'm using the number 2. I believe it's closed. Yeah, it is closed. The number 2 completely closed, and just going with the grain, just knocking down any little hairs that do stick up. and just right now I'm going with the grain now with the number 2 open, and just taking out any dark spots that may have appeared, within the transition of the 3 and the 2 up top from early. Just basically cleaning it all up, making sure everything's nice and smooth, and transitions nice. Right here, I'm just basically grabbing my shears, and I do see a couple dark spots that I couldn't get with the clippers, so I'm just hitting it real quick with the shears, giving it a softer blend, trying to eliminate the dark spots. I do this a lot when I can't basically grab it with my clippers or the guards or the angle. Again, I'm trying to get used to the Babyliss guard, so there's going to be a lot of times where I'm leaving a couple dark spots here and there. So what I go is I'll grab my shears and I'll grab my thinners, and I'll just start blending. If my thinners can't do it, then I'll go ahead and grab the shears and just eliminate that dark spot or lines that I may see. Alright, so right here I'm basically grabbing my ice blue Babyliss FXs, skeletons, and I basically have these set for tapes, so they are adjusted for taping. So just basically taking it up little by little, as you can see, making sure the line is nice and straight. Since I've been cutting this customer for a long time, I already know how it basically goes. I like to start from one end, which is his good side, and then I'll turn him around and I start hitting the other side, as his left side can get a little sketchy. So I always take it up little by little until I'm happy with the tape and where it's at. Alright, and here basically guys, just taking care of detailing. Again, grabbing the scissors and just going in with a couple of dark spots. You can see a little right, and just basically going in and just eliminating dark spots that I'm going to see. I'm very OCD when it comes to this, so there will be times that I'll go back multiple times just to make sure everything's nice and clean, nice and smooth when it comes to the fade. Again guys, take your time, don't rush through your cuts. Make sure that everything you pull out, man, everything that comes out of your chair is 100% that you're satisfied with it. You definitely want your customers coming back. That's how you build your clientele. Guys, pay attention to your haircuts, pay attention to the details, guys. Alright, and right here just basically putting the blade on the straight edge and just gonna end up cleaning him up, cleaning up the tape line, cleaning up the back of his neck, make sure everything's nice and clean for the haircut, and we should be finishing off. All right, well, this is the fade, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and you guys can also catch me on TikTok, Instagram at King's Barber. That's KNGZ Barber. And see y'all later. Much love.